The mother barked a warning at her child. Woof woof! Is the mother really barking at the child? I'm sure that's not the case. However, do you agree that when we read this sentence, we can tell just how the mother is feeling? She is feeling angry. Now, how do you know this? I'm sure it's because of the word barked. When we see the word barked, we imagine a dog making loud and rough sounds at someone or something. Hence, in using the same word to describe the mother, we are saying that she's talking to a child in a loud and forceful manner. In this way, we are making an indirect comparison between the actions of the mother and that of the dog. This technique is a technique known as implied metaphors. So, what is an implied metaphor? It is a type of metaphor that compares two things without mentioning one of them. This is different from regular metaphors because we're not being as precise in describing what the metaphor is. Let's compare these two examples. The kidnapper lured his victim into his web. The kidnapper was a spider luring his victim into his web. Can you see the difference here? The implied metaphor does not directly compare the kidnapper to a spider. However, with the word web, you are able to arrive at the same idea. While most metaphors take the form of being statements, for example, Tom is a night owl, implied metaphors make the comparison in many different ways. One such way is to use verbs associated with the thing being compared. To explain what I mean, let's take a look at a few examples. Henry purred over the lavish present he received from his parents. All afternoon, the waitress buzzed from table to table. Alicia squawked with displeasure when the teacher ordered her to stay behind after school. The little boy galloped excitedly to the toy store. Did you notice that in each of these examples, a person is being compared to an animal? Although each sentence does not directly mention the animal the person is being compared to, we are made aware of the comparison because of the verbs used. For example, the word purred makes us associate Henry with a contented cat, while buzzed tells us that the waitress was very busy, just like a bee. Now that we know about using verbs as a way to create implied metaphors, why not try coming up with some of your own? Let's see how this can be done. Step 1. Think of the comparison you are trying to make. Let's imagine a scenario where we're talking about John and his friend playing a game of hide and seek, and John is just about to catch his friend. What can you compare John to? Perhaps he's like a predator in the jungle, hiding in the bushes before jumping out to reveal himself to his prey. Now that we thought of what to compare John to, let's move on to step number 2. Step number 2. Brainstorm for verbs associated with the thing being compared. In this example, I would think of words like stalked or pounced to describe John's actions. This is because these are actions we would normally associate with a predator hunting its prey. After brainstorming for possible verbs to use, now we can move on to step 3, which is to use the verbs in the implied metaphor. Therefore, my final description would be, John stalked his friend before finally pouncing on him from behind. When thinking about implied metaphors, please understand that it is but another avenue for you to express your ideas in an interesting way. When you're able to use them appropriately in your writing, they are able to help paint striking images in your readers' minds. Ultimately, being able to use a variety of literary devices, including implied metaphors, will give you more ways to describe your story and more ways to make it exciting. Are there any other examples you can think of? I hope that you'll try using 1 or 2 implied metaphors in your writing. As usual, do share any interesting implied metaphors that you might have thought of in the comment box below. Thank you for joining me for another video. Till the next time, stay safe. If you have been enjoying our content so far, do remember to like and subscribe below.